Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Sox On Tap.
Tony, my first reaction is just, fuck yes, let's go.
Sox versus Detroit. That's where it all starts. It all starts taking care of business in-house in the Central Division.
That's right, I'm a meatball.
You got to bring that top button swag, baby.
It is always great to beat the Cubs.
And I'm a homer, so I always say they're gonna.
Dallas Keuchel Lamson got some beards that you should be afraid of.
What everybody said when he gets out there, it's me versus the other guy, and I'm going to beat him. So I just love that mentality. It's cool and fucking tough.
Steve, would you say that Tony is mad online?
I would definitely say that.
The White Sox winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I am here with my guy, Buzz on Tap. He's making his return to the Sox on Tap postgame show. Buzz, crack 'em.
Crack 'em, man. We're back. Tone and Buzz in the flesh.
Yes.
I just want to remind everybody real quick, if they want to hop in the comment section, go over to YouTube, subscribe to the On Tap Sportsnet YouTube channel, hop in the comment section, talk about this White Sox loss with us or wins when they happen. But today it's a loss. So hop over to On Tap Sportsnet on YouTube or YouTube On Tap Sportsnet. Type that in the search bar. Subscribe. It's a good time. Hop in the comments. Tony, I missed you, man.
I missed you too, man. It's been a long off season, but you've been busy over there with that team that you have right over your shoulder there, the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah.
You've been doing some Bulls on Tap stuff. We've been holding down the fort over here at Sox on Tap. I wish your first appearance here, though, was a White Sox winner. We don't get to talk about one today as the Sox drop the series finale by a score of 5-1. Buzz, we're going to get into that, but it's just good to have you back on the show, my friend.
Yeah, no, it's fun to be back on the show. It's been crazy lately with, the whole Bulls season and, that running into baseball and all that. And the Bulls are actually good this year getting into the playoffs. So it's just been kind of, hot and cold, whether I can get on or not. And, time or, conflicts with the Bulls playing, the Sox playing, whatever. But today we're on. Unfortunately, it is a loss, but it was kind of a weird game too.
Was a weird game today, and we can make wind jokes if we want to on here. I know that was the hot topic on Twitter.com today, but Sox just unable to close this one down. Although I want to talk a little bit about this series before we get into today. We'll just kind of fly through it real quick. We had our home opener tailgate. We had a lot of people show up there. I wasn't on the show yesterday. Obviously, we didn't have a show after the home opener. So thanks to anybody who came out there. I'm sure Johnny and Steve also said the same on their post-game show yesterday. But thanks for everybody who came through. A lot of familiar faces. It was good to be out there. We had a great time at the ballpark. Sox won that game. I was at the game last night as well. And the Sox offense showed up in that one. Just kind of a stinker today. But overall, Buzz, just thoughts on the series. Sox take 2 out of 3 from a really good Seattle Mariners team.
Yeah, they did great. Taking 2 out of 3 is huge there. Obviously losing the first game of the season in Detroit this year, then winning the last 2. We almost had a 5-game win streak. That's what I was really excited about. I was really hoping that was going to happen. It didn't, but you can't win them all. We had Jimmy Lambert go out there today. I wish our rotation was a lot better, and I really haven't gotten to get on to talk about my displeasure with that, but we'll talk about something happy before that. The tailgate that you brought up was absolutely fantastic. Everybody that came through had beers, had the most delicious Jell-O shots. You don't plug those enough. I'm pretty sure that's a business you should start.
A Jell-O shot business.
Yeah.
See, I'd have to talk to my wife about that one. She's the one that makes the Jell-O shots. Shout out, Jen, for providing just delicious Jell-O shots to the tailgate. We had a lot of people come through there.
Those were a hit again.
Yeah,
they are every time. They are every time those Jell-O shots are a hit. It should be called Tony on Tap's Jell-O shots.
Nah, I'm not taking credit for these. I'm not taking credit for them.
Okay,
Got to give credit where credit's due.
Okay, we'll give it to Jen for sure. We need to market it. And
yes, we do need to market
it. I'm going to come up with a good name. But yes, it was a great tailgate opening game. We got the win. Last night, I didn't think they were going to play, Tone, but they got the game in, and they end up winning it. Got a couple home runs from Tim Anderson and Luis Robert. And today I was hoping more of the same with that home field advantage. It didn't really turn out that way. Sox offense really never got going. Only had 4 hits on the day, had 2 errors, both committed by the legend himself, Lurie, which I don't know if you saw this, but Twitter was very mad.
Twitter was very mad. They were very mad online about Lurie Garcia's play. And I kind of was too, Buzz. I'll be honest with you. the fact that Lurie Garcia has started this season, and I know this show is a no Lurie slander zone. We've been over this, so I'm not going to slander his name. But the fact that Lurie Garcia has started off this season just so slow is kind of disappointing, at least to me, because guy signs a contract 3-year deal back with the White Sox, longest tenured member of this team, showed up in the playoffs last year. He's an incredible utility man. This is one of these depth things, and we've talked about it on the show over and over again. The White Sox are exposed right now because Lurie Garcia is in their lineup. Lurie Garcia is not a bad baseball player. He's going to have his streaks. He's going to do well at certain points in the season. He plays solid defense normally. Obviously, the conditions out there today, you saw what happened to the Seattle Mariners on a few different plays. It happened to the White Sox. You heard Jake Berger in the postgame show talk about how excited he was just to catch that fly ball because of how difficult it is to make those kind of plays. Obviously, you want to see Lurie Garcia actually make that play at second base today, but he stuck with it. We'll get into some of that as we talk about the game. But overall buzz, I just want to see Lurie start to perform and make people less mad online. I'm sure our guy Johnny feels the same way. But as a member of the Lurie Garcia fan club yourself, what are your thoughts here on Lurie Garcia's start to this year?
If you can't get it going at the plate, Tone, you got to have it going to the field. Because if you're not doing one at the plate and you're not doing it in the field, you're offering literally nothing to help here. Nothing. That's an issue. Obviously, like you said, there's not much they could do about it. So this is a head game thing with him. He's going to have to figure it out. But, that's all it is. If he can't hit and he can't field, he's committing errors and he's not hitting the ball. He is literally driving the Sox down.
So are you saying that the Mad Online right now, the levels on the Mad Online meter are warranted?
No, I wouldn't say Lurie Garcia is the worst baseball player I've ever seen get paid or any of this dumb shit White Sox Twitter likes to say on a daily basis. I wouldn't say stupid things like that because we've seen him be effective. We've seen him plug and play when people get hurt. That is a good thing to have. Everybody has bad days. People forget that these are human beings, which is just mind-blowing to me half the time because they all want a benefit of the doubt when they fuck up. Where I'm sitting right now, he's having a bad stretch here. He needs to figure it out. And again, you hit the nail on the head. The Sox are exposed. Makata's out. Pollock's out. So you have Engel in right field. You have Josh Harrison who got hurt. So here we go. These bench pieces and Adam Engel and Lurie Garcia are once again being asked to do what, Tone? They're asked to being everyday players again because these guys are hurt and that's not their game.
Exactly. And that's, what we saw today. This lineup the Sox brought out here, you had Tim Anderson, Luis Robert, Jose Abreu, Gavin Sheets, Andrew Vaughn, Lurie Garcia, McGuire at catcher, Adam Engel, and Jake Berger. That's probably the most Sunday-ish lineup that you can get.
It's like that end of Series B lineup, right?
Yeah.
Except at the top. The top is good.
The top is fine, but you got Eloy Jimenez also sustaining an injury on a foul ball yesterday too, just to add more salt in the wound here. But overall, the Sox trot this lineup out today, and you've got Jimmy Lambert on the mound, and Lambert able to go 3 innings, gives up 2 hits, 2 runs, both of those earned, strikes out 1, does give up a long ball. Tony La Russa talked after the game, said, it'll probably be Jimmy Lambert next time Lucas Giolito's spot in the rotation comes through. I thought he was serviceable enough today. He kept the team in the ball game in his 3 innings. Banks comes out after that, relieves him, goes 2 innings, walks 2, but doesn't give anything up. The Sox were in this through 5.
Yeah.
The Sox were definitely in this through 5, and we'll break down some of the scoring here in just a second. But overall thoughts on the Lambert-Banks kind of starting pitcher duo thing that the Sox did here to get themselves through the beginning of this ball game.
I love Lambert's placement through the first inning there because I believe he wasn't touched up in the first inning. It's the second inning he got a little touched up, but the first inning he looked pretty good, pretty crisp. I believe he only threw like 13 pitches. He looked fine. Now again, I don't want him in there every day. This is again spot start. He's taking over for Giolito, who's on the IL. But I thought he did fine. I thought Banks came in and did a pretty good job. He did walk 2, but he did all right. Not letting up runs is the name of the game, Tone. Whoever scores more runs wins. So I think those guys did a really good job until we got down to Sosa. And then once that happened, it kind of got a little funky.
Yeah, and you've seen a really good start to the season so far from Mr. Bennett Souza, however you want to pronounce his name. We're not experts here, so we'll pronounce it how we see it.
I say Sosa. People
Sosa,
are getting mad at me online.
I'm not sure actually on the official pronunciation. Johnny's not here to correct me either, so we'll roll with what we have. He gets touched up today, gives up 2 earned runs. And that's kind of where this game broke open.
Yeah.
The Sox offense unable to do anything until the 5th inning, where they did plate one across. And other than that, Seattle was hitting the ball, and they were hitting the ball in the air. You saw them leave the ballpark. I believe it was 3 times today. These games are going to happen. This one was a stinker, just overall. And the conditions on the field were crazy. The Sox lone run comes in the 5th inning with one of the most ridiculous scoring sequences you're ever going to witness in a baseball game.
Absolutely.
Buzz, but break it down for me.
So Adam Engel comes up. This is a scoring run. Adam Engel was a scoring run here. He comes up, he hits a pop-up, and it was going towards like where I felt like it was going to short. Infield fly to short, but it blew to who was that? Suarez playing third for them, right? Yes. It blew to him, and he missed it going into foul territory. So then Engel does it again. He hits another pop-up, but this time it's kind of by the plate. Catcher misses it. Engel gets to second on a double because they couldn't, the wind was too powerful. Then
scored an error, I believe, on that play.
Did they score an error?
I believe they scored an error on that play. Yes, fielding.
Yeah, you're right. They did.
Yeah, they gave it to Raleigh. Man, it's just a rough play. I mean, it's got to hurt to be.
I don't think I would have given him an error for that, man.
I don't think I would have either.
That's tough. But then after that, our man, friend of the show, Jake Berger comes up, and he hits pop-up to Crawford over there at short. And guess what happened? He missed it because he couldn't find it. The wind's blowing it all over the place. And that's how Engel came around and scored. It was 2 outs. Engel rounded the bases, and Berger drove him in. And that was the lone run. The Sox were threatening there, too, because I believe Tim got a hit right after that. And we had 2 on, but we didn't do anything with it after Luis Roberts' strikeout. But, that was the only run the Sox scored was on thanks to the wind, really.
Yes. So assist to the wind on the White Sox lone run here. Sox only leave 5 runners on base today. Just not enough getting on base for the White Sox offense in this one. If I'm going to say, my reason for the loss here, I don't think it was the pitching all that much. I think they did an okay job despite giving up 5 runs. Obviously, the ball's blown out of the ballpark. We saw it last night. It's just the crazy wind just kind of lifting things up and over the fence here. But overall, this is kind of just a flush one. You didn't really use anybody in the bullpen that's going to affect you in this weekend series that's coming up. Souza, Ruiz, Severino, not the same Jose Ruiz that you saw last night go 1, 2, 3 against the same Mariners lineup. But overall, you just got to flush this one. We're in early season baseball here. I'm okay with this loss. I don't know about you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The Sox are sitting at 4-2. Listen, they came out there. They didn't, if the guy on the mound was supposed to be out there, we might be talking about a different story right now, okay? He's just not. Giolito's hurt. So you have Lambert come out there. He did well. He did all right. But Tony gave some guys some rest today too, and that's a good thing heading into the Tampa series. I will say one thing about the bullpen, though. One player in particular, I was really happy with Matt Foster, man. See, I'm getting real 2020 vibes from Matt Foster and his, what is his 3 appearances? I'm getting some real 2020 Matt Foster vibes, and that's a good thing for the White Sox. So Matt Foster was electric. Remember that in 2020? He did
absolutely
real well.
Absolutely was. And I think he might have been dealing with some injuries last year. Don't quote me on that. I'm not positive, but I'm liking the fact that he's got a clean ERA through a couple appearances so far this season. Mm-hmm. We want to talk about players that we're really happy with. And I don't know if it's meatball take season yet.
I can't wait.
Meatball take season?
Well, me and you were together. It always is.
It's meatball take season. Let's just get into this.
Yeah.
Jake Berger.
Yeah.
Right now, Jake Berger playing third base.
Yeah.
I'm extremely happy with.
Yeah,
I don't want the White Sox to send him down when Yohan Moncada comes back. I am extremely pleased with what I've seen from Jake Berger. I like the toughness. I like the getting on base. I like the driving the ball. I like the defense. I think he's major league ready, and I think it would be a sin to send him back down to AAA when Yohan Moncada comes back. And I want Jake Berger to continue to force the issue like he's doing right now, hitting 308. Just, even at the bottom of this lineup, I don't feel like Jake Berger is an automatic out. He's got the power to leave the ballpark. He's been driving to the gaps. Watched him extensively so far this season because he's gotten most of the playing time over at third base. I don't want to mess with that, man. I don't want to take him out of this lineup.
I know I love Jake, and not just because he's been on our show and we've had a relationship with him for 3 years now since we've been talking to him since we even started on tap and even before then. No, he's playing great, and I'm proud of him. Really, you want to talk about adversity? That guy stared that in the face how many times? So Yohan Moncada getting healthy and coming back and looking at, that's Yohan Moncada's job. He's gonna take it. We know that. I understand where you're coming from completely, but I think it would be a cardinal sin to send Berger down. I really do. I think that he's been doing real well, but who does that mean goes? Your boy Gavin Sheets is probably gonna fly back down, I'd assume.
You never know here, and he's had a rough start to the season so far. Gavin Sheets has got his first hit today, hasn't left the yard yet. But I'll just let's go full meatball season here, Buzz. Full meatball season.
We lost. Let's do
it. Leave Jake Berger at third base. Give second over to Mr. Yohan Moncada, and use Josh Harrison as your utility guy if you're having a lot of problems with Larry Garcia.
Well, Jake Berger did take reps at second base.
He did, but that's where I'm going to ask you this question. Who do you feel more confident with over at second base? And I would say Yohan Moncada.
I guess
if you want to have the most elite lineup for this White Sox roster and have the best bats in the lineup, I think your infield right now, as it stands, if you want to ride the hot hands, is Jake Berger at third base, Tim Anderson at short, Yohan Moncada at second base.
A couple first-round picks for the White Sox right there, too. That's kind of cool, right? I know what you're saying, man. If you go back and you look at the numbers, and I'd have to pull them up. I don't have them on top of my head. We went off the rails, which is, I love off the rails. It's the best part of when we get on a podcast together. But
I was saving this for you.
Yeah, my feelings on Moncada. I like Moncada. I think he's a good player. I just wish he was better. I wish he was elite is basically what I'm getting at. I love Berger. But Moncada's numbers statistically in the box and in the field are better when he's at third base. He does have the major league experience of playing second base before, where Jake Berger does not. So that's why I totally get where you're coming from. But yeah, I still see Berger going into that spot. And Josh Harrison hasn't been a slouch over there either, man.
No, he has not.
I don't know if it's Berger's time yet.
This is not me trying to bring down anything that Josh Harrison's done. You saw him make an incredible defensive play just yesterday. Obviously, some lower back stiffness. We'll have to see what comes out of that. But I haven't had an injury update yet on Yohan Moncada, so I don't know how long he's going to be out of this lineup. I'm happy that we have Jake Berger right here. There was a lot of talk about trading him over the offseason. I'm glad he's in this lineup right now. This meatball take is more or less just me trying to give some credit where credit's due, once again, to Mr. Jake Berger for his early season performances here, because he has done extremely well at the plate. He's looked great in the field.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Major league ready.
Yeah, he's looked fantastic in the field too. It's not, honestly, right now you're not missing much. And that's kind of crazy to say with the guy that's battled injuries, and it's very early. Come on, we're only 6 games into the year, so it's very early. So I'm not going to go completely.
There's not. So everybody wants to talk about where the White Sox have struggled, right? So we're sitting here in a loss. Let's talk about how I haven't seen anybody, not one single tweet, say, "Man, I really miss Yohan Moncada right now." That's wild to me.
Well, yeah, that's just going to always start up a fucking crazy argument, especially in the social media world. We decide.
No, I'm sure it will start a crazy argument. But you see this in the rotation. You see this all over the place. Jake Berger's done a fantastic job.
He has, but
of covering that production.
I think what I'm holding out for, and you can tell me if I'm being a moron, please do. But I'm holding out for that 2019 Yohan Moncada you and I talked on the phone about a couple weeks ago.
Everybody's holding out for that.
Hoping when he comes fully healthy, he's got some protection. He doesn't have to be the guy. Because you already know who that guy is on this team. It's either,
there's a couple of that guy.
There's a couple of the guys. So he really doesn't have to worry about it. But I want him in the lineup because I've seen in 2019 the first time we made the playoffs in such a long time. Or 2020. I'm sorry, 2019 season was really good. We didn't make playoffs, but he was so good, and I want to see that again. And I think he could do it, Tony. I don't. People get mad that he's patient. People get mad that he doesn't play. Even though
it only took under 20 minutes of Buzz and I on a microphone together to get into some serious Yohan Moncada discussion.
Well, right, but again, I will not sit here and fucking carry the flag. I'll tell you that right now. I'm not doing that for anybody on this team if you're not named Tim Anderson or Luis Robert. Period.
Not even Jose Abreu?
No. I love Jose, but I'm thinking future and I'm thinking now. That's what I think in my mind, future and present. I think Jose Abreu is the man. If I'm looking at my future, I'm looking at Tim Anderson and Luis Robert. I don't think Jose Abreu is our future. I think Andrew Vaughn's our future at first base. But as far as Moncada goes, if he could return to form and be a badass player like he was in 19, then yeah, he was good last year too. He was a fucking 4.5 WAR player. He wasn't bad. It's just, again,
I never said he was bad.
No.
I want to give Jake Burger the opportunity at the major league level, and I think he's ready. I think he's going to push the envelope, and that's what I want to see.
If you are mad, okay, so like, let's put on our show sunglasses.
Sure.
So we have our show sunglasses on right now, and you have the same scenario pushed out to you, and you have Yohan Moncada returning in a week. Yohan Moncada comes back up. Jake Burger puts on this performance in the field and in the box. You keep him at second because you want to reward him, and you throw Moncada.
I'm moving Yohan.
I'm sorry, Burger to third, and then Moncada to second.
I'm keeping Burger at third. I'm moving Yohan Moncada to second base, and I'm using Josh Harrison as my utility guy. That's just as of right now until Jake Burger cools down, and then I can shift things accordingly. Or I'm at least going to give him some starts at the DH spot because there's so many guys on this team, and you know, Tony La Russa is going to rotate in and out and try and give people at bats. But, you know, if I'm the manager, I'm probably going to trot out that lineup there and just to keep Jake Burger in. I don't care if it's at second base. I don't care if it's at third. I don't care if it's at DH. I want him in this lineup. I think he's so far, I mean, the plate approach just plays. It really does. And I don't think it's being talked about enough.
Well, let me ask you this. We're sitting here praising Jake Burger on his plate approach and what he has been doing. What about Andrew Vaughn? Because if you were to do something like that and you can plug him into the DH role, and Moncada's back and you have Harrison at second base, but you want to keep Burger's bat, and what about Andrew Vaughn? Because I think that this kid should be getting every day at bats.
So I struggle to understand why we are talking about this when so many people say that this White Sox offense lacked depth over the offseason. I struggle to figure out how
narrative, man.
Yeah, I struggle to figure out how we're sitting here on this show trying to figure out how to plug these guys into a lineup. And all I heard all offseason was this team lacked depth.
You're not wrong.
And then they went and added AJ Pollock to it as well.
Dude, I loved watching him in the first. It sucks that he got hurt.
I can't wait to have him back. And again, I think that they did put him on the IL, and there was not a better time to put him on the IL right now. He was already going on paternity leave. I can't wait to have him back in this lineup. We haven't even seen this White Sox offense yet at full strength, and I hope.
Dude,
I really hope.
Chicago sports.
This is a Chicago sports franchise. Welcome to Sox on Tap, where we're going to talk about Chicago sports things. Will we see this team at full strength? I mean, there's the narrative again, but the depth thing, I think that has some room for discussion. I think this team does have some.
I think it has plenty of depth. If you look in the outfield wise, you have Adam Engel and you have a guy like Lurie Garcia that could play out there, okay? And then you come into the infield. I mean, you even have Gavin Sheets who's in right a couple times last year. Then you have Andrew Vaughn, who's just, I guess, God. I mean, he could play everywhere. I mean, the only positions he hasn't played for the White Sox are catcher, shortstop, and center field. He's played everywhere else in the diamond.
Has he pitched?
Oh, okay, no.
I don't know. Like
I don't know.
He's got position player.
Where is Alex Root? He will tell us if he did or not. We need Alex Root in here. But but he's played everywhere. No, it's tough, dude. There's a lot of good players, and again, I don't like how people are so quick to throw away a guy like Jake Burger, and I'm not trying to bring it back to him just because he was injured. I mean, people need to realize that a first round pick was spent on this young man. You know, like this isn't just we signed him and we were hoping it was going to work out. Like there's a lot of time and money and rehab and all that stuff invested into him and his injuries. And if he's going to come up and do something, why can't he earn a job? But it does provide more depth though, because like you said, because who are you going to sit?
Yep. No.
Who are you going to do it to?
Kid looks good right now.
Yeah.
And that's where, you want him to have at bats. I don't know if he's the guy that goes down. Obviously, he didn't break camp with the team. The Yohan Moncada injury is the reason he's here. He's made the most of his opportunities. Again, just want him to force the issue. Buzz, let's get into the next series here.
Yep.
What's on tap for the White Sox?
The White Sox have the Rays at home. And I believe actually their first game, if people are not in this market, so they don't have NBC Sports Chicago, you can get Apple TV, and they're going to be on Apple TV on Friday. So I don't know if you knew that or not, but that's actually pretty exciting. I don't have Apple TV, but if someone does, I bet they're really fucking excited about it. But it's going to be Drew Rasmussen against Dylan Cease. Drew is 0-0 with a 4.50 ERA. He's only pitched in 4 innings this year. He's let up 3 hits. He's struck out 3. He's walked 1, and he's let up 1 long ball against our guy, Dylan Cease, who many have said the mustache has given him the Cy Young power. He is 1-0 with a 1.80 ERA, 5 innings pitched. 2 hits he's let up, 8 strikeouts in those 5 innings he pitched, and he walked 3, typical. But Dylan Cease, I'm very confident with on the mound. But I'll tell you what, Rays are going to be good again this year. So, it's going to be a good game. And it starts at 6:10 p.m. Central Time, my favorite when White Sox games start at 6. I love that new little rule. So amazing.
I can't wait for them to be later. I like when you're up late. I like when you're up late, Buzz.
I'm like dead. I don't even know how I'm good to talk to. I just literally, all those hours being awake. But I'm excited.
The Johnny Nani, Tony Marchese hours. Buzz, Dylan Cease, Cy Young, you mentioned it. I wrote an article for OnTapSportsNet.com the other day. And I don't normally do this, but I perused the Bleacher Report comments, and I had so many people. And this is the article was about Buster Olney's pick for Dylan Cease being Cy Young. And I got just absolutely trashed in the comments. I loved it. So I wish I came prepared here. But I would throw these up on the screen and read them out to you. But some of the first comment I got was, Jesus fucking Christ, who wrote this article? It's only been 1 start.
Oh my God, dude.
Who gave this guy a computer? And I'm like, oh wow. That's a little harsh.
He had to throw the computer line at you.
Yeah. There was so many different, it's only been 1 start. ESPN, Buster Olney throws out a pick, and I'm getting,
I'll tell you what, though,
all over Bleacher Report
with that pick. I mean,
if you look at Dylan Cease last year, I mean, he was
good.
He was really good. I mean, first overall in qualified K per 9 in the AL last year. Led the team in strikeouts, I believe. Mm-hmm. Also led the team, and I think the AL in games started. I mean, you've got the stuff right there from Dylan Cease.
Yeah, no, Dylan Cease is awesome. I just think it's a fun pick because I think he flew under the radar. I think he continues to fly under the radar, and that's why people on Bleacher Report are calling you a moron.
Yeah, I'm a moron, apparently. But Here we are, nonetheless. We got to pick the click for tomorrow.
Pick the click for tomorrow. I'm going to go Andrew Vaughn. He didn't have a great game today. If he's not in the lineup, I'm going to go Yaz Money because I think that bat's going to wake up a little bit there. So if Vaughn's not playing tomorrow, I'm going to go Yaz Money Grandal. That'll be my pick to click.
I love it, Buzz. It's going to be a rough series. I think that this is going to be a nice little test early on for this White Sox team. I haven't hit very well on my picks to click so far. I think I got 1 out of Luis Robert so far. I got
1 so far, and it's the game that I chose. It was actually Luis Robert. Yeah, I chose him, and I got a good one. But I chose Lurie, Angle. I've had a rough time. So,
at some point, Lurie Garcia needs to get off the hate list. I'm not taking Lurie Garcia. No. I'm going to go TA tomorrow. I'm going to go with your boy.
Hey, you can never go wrong with taking TA. Another multi-hit game today for TA as well. That dude is the best fucking player. I don't care what anybody says. He's better than Mike Trout.
Hey, you heard it there. It might be a meatball take, but it might not be a meatball take.
I don't care what anybody. I don't care what anybody says. Fuck, he's great.
I love it.
It's good pick by you.
I love it. All right, Buzz. That's it for us. Do you have any final thoughts before we get on out of here?
No, man. Besides, go White Sox this weekend. Huge opening weekend series for them. So, like you said, big test. Get the wins. Also, everybody, if you're just not aware, we're going to throw the plug out there. Bulls playoff starts on Sunday. We'll be doing a Bulls on Tap postgame after that if you're a Bulls fan. So come and join us. We'll be game starts at 5:30 on Easter Sunday, Bulls against the Bucks. So check that out. And, of course, be watching us after every White Sox game. We'll be live doing post-game shows for you guys. So that's all I got, man.
Love it, Buzz. Be sure you're going to OnTapSportsNet.com for all your Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. Follow us at Sox On Tap. Follow Buzz at Buzz On Tap on Twitter. Subscribe to the YouTube.
Yes.
Come in, hop in, comment, talk with us throughout the year. We'll be doing it after almost every single game. Buzz, Sox dropped this one by a score of 5-1. Not the happiest of returns to the show for you, but let's hope next time we're talking, it's a White Sox winner. Victory beers taste better than misery beers. That's all we have for today. Thanks for tuning in. And as always, White Sox forever.
White Sox forever.